Welcome back, Rezzers, to this, our final part of the Resident Evil Showcase Deep Dive Analysis. We have looked at all the new information, gameplay, and trailers about Resident Evil Village that Capcom showed off during the showcase. So now it's the turn of the new online multiplayer, R.E.T.I.N.A, and the brief look we got of Infinite Darkness. So before we continue, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and ring the bell to stay notified. So the new multiplayer beta that Capcom mentioned in their emails to those on the Resident Evil Ambassador program were not what fans had hoped for, namely the remake of Outbreak Files 1 and 2. But it turned out to be another new online multiplayer in a similar vein to Resistance, which on the face of it appears to be a battle royale deathmatch game featuring popular characters and monsters from the last 25 years of Resident Evil, which will be free when purchasing Resident Evil Village. We unknowingly got teased about this through the 25th anniversary artwork, which was released back in 2020, in anticipation for the anniversary. Looking at the snippets of gameplay that was released, we appear to be getting the following characters: Leon Kennedy, Claire Redfield, Chris Redfield, Jill Valentine, Hunk, Ada Wong, Jack Baker, Nemesis, The Molded, The Hunter Gamma, and Mr. X in his super form. No doubt more characters may be added as time goes by, like Ethan and Mia Winters, Brad Vickers, Carlos Oliveira, Nikolai Genevieve, and maybe even Lady Dimitrescu once Village is released. The range of characters we are getting may only be limited to those who have been made in the post-Resident Evil 7 titles using the RE engine. So don't expect Barry Burton, Rebecca Chambers or Albert Wesker to make an appearance, unless they're going to be reimagined for RE-verse in the future. Depending upon the lifespan of the game, we could see other characters brought in from future titles, but like Resistance, I don't see this lasting long and being possibly dropped after just over a year. So far we have only seen the RPD being used as a battleground for players, but it's likely we will get other major areas to fight in, like the Spencer Mansion, the streets of Raccoon City, the St. Michael Clock Tower, the Spencer Memorial Hospital, the underground lab and nest facilities, and possibly the Baker home, all likely candidates going forward. Most of the locations only need a few tweaks like the RPD to make them more suitable for this style of gameplay, while others like the mansion are going to need a major overhaul. Looking at the trailer, it shows some promise for those who were fans of the mercenaries and raid modes from the past Resident Evil games, giving them the arena battles that were absent from 7 onwards. This could also draw in more new fans who may need an extra incentive to get Village. But considering we have reached the 25th anniversary of Resident Evil, I believe fans were hoping for something more than this. Possibly a compilation of the first 3 Resident Evil games, similar to the 3D Mario collection that Nintendo released for a limited run last year. But to celebrate the anniversary, this is what we are getting, which is slightly disappointing to say the least, but we may be surprised when the official release comes out in May. Moving on from RE-verse, we had a minor update from producer Hiroyuki Kobayashi about Resident Evil Infinite Darkness, confirming its release will be on Netflix ahead of the previously reported live-action series, which is yet to begin production. Something that many have picked up on was that Infinite Darkness has been described as a film rather than a series as initially reported. Some have suggested that this translation from Japanese to English subtitles could be wrong, but we still need some confirmation on this. Regarding plot details in the new trailer, we didn't really get anything new. The only bit of info we got was that this would be set after Resident Evil 4, but as to how far into the timeline this will go is unknown. Ideally somewhere between Revelations 2 and Village would be good to help fill in some of the blanks, but I've got the feeling this is going to be a canon but throwaway story that has little bearing on the overall plot of Resident Evil. Considering Ada hasn't really been since Damnation and 6, there is a good chance that she could be in Infinite Darkness, possibly to explain the throwaway line in Damnation about her and Leon spending some time together. Considering Ada has made appearances in all even-numbered Resident Evil main entries featuring Leon Kennedy so far, the chances of her appearing in Infinite Darkness look a bit more likely, with it being technically the 4th CGI movie entry. They could even finally have an encounter between Claire and Ada for the first time. We still haven't got any hints as to what threats Leon and Claire will be facing, or if Umbrella is still involved, but we do know that these events are going to be canon to the games. From what we have seen, we will be getting a hyper-realistic and haunting entry into the Resident Evil saga. If this is going to be a series rather than a film, we could be facing other potential cameos from other long-standing characters, but more likely this will remain focused on Leon and Claire. The last bit we got from the Resident Evil showcase was that Capcom is working with Ubisoft to provide them with costumes and items from the classic Resident Evil series trilogy to use in Tom Clancy's The Division 2. They have confirmed Leon Kennedy's RPD uniform while also using STARS iconography and the uniforms of Jill Valentine, Rebecca Chambers and Chris Redfield so far, along with Hunk's USS uniform. It's very likely they will include weapon skins for the Samurai Edge and the combat knife among other items as well. Looking at the RE showcase overall, Capcom did okay. I'm not really blown away by what they showed, but the coverage and teasing for Village was great. Not giving us too much, but not leaving us impatient for more. The reveal of RE-verse will have disappointed many, including myself. Considering Capcom previously bundled Resistance with Resident Evil 3 Remake, and now RE-verse is being dropped on us with Village, it makes me a little bit concerned that are they doing this to cover for the lack of DLC or extra content for Village? It would be a shame for them to not give Village some prequel content, in the same vein as the banned footage packs from Resident Evil 7, or even sequel scenarios like the Not a Hero DLC or End of Zoe DLC, to give us hints of what to expect in the inevitable Resident Evil 9, or even the Resident Evil 4 remake. The Infinite Darkness section felt like the recent Nintendo Direct Breath of the Wild 2 section, giving us no new information and feeling like filler to a slightly sparse showcase. Then the Tom Clancy Resident Evil skins and costumes again felt like more filler to pad out a showcase that was thin on the ground at times. Still, it has maintained the hype for Village and given us the Maiden demo, but we still have the 25th anniversary celebration coming up on the 22nd of March. What Capcom have planned is unknown, but I'm hoping we get some more information on RE-verse, Infinite Darkness, and more importantly, the live-action movie that is due for release in September 2021 in 6 months. Regarding the movie, we have had no trailer so far, and only a couple of social media posts from members of the cast, and a few pieces of leaked set footage so far. It looks like the 25th anniversary is going to bring some big things. Thank you for watching this short series covering the RE showcase. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like and share this video, and don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell to stay notified of new content. I'll be back to cover the 25th anniversary celebrations on the 22nd of March. Thank you, Rezzers, and I'll see you again soon.